Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Today is July 21st, 2015. It is DeAndre Jordan's 27th birthday today. He was born July 21st, 1988. The reason I'm doing this video post is because I want to further expose how rigged these professional sports leagues are, how networks such as ESPN are a part of the conspiracy, and how this number coding that's always in front of our face is the biggest giveaway to what is really going on. All day, ESPN has had this story up about DeAndre Jordan, how he recently reneged on the deal he made with the Mavericks to go back to the Clippers, the team he's played for. We're also going to talk about Paul Pierce and Doc Rivers in this post. They have some connections. Anyhow, Truth Seeker, what I want you to know is that in these rigged leagues, I am pretty certain that next year's NBA Finals will be Cleveland Cavaliers versus Los Angeles Clippers. I already had these suspicions before this DeAndre Jordan story broke out, but I think these stories, this hype, it's all building part of the narrative of what is to come for next season. So notice the number 311. We'll come back and watch this news. I want to show you why 311 is so significant in the NBA. The reflection of the number 311 is 113. Both of these numbers highly important to the Zionists, highly coded. Professional sports is a mainstream thing. The word mainstream equals 113, and these pro leagues are very dishonest, a 113 word. In the Bava Kama, Rule A113 states that a Jew can circumvent a Gentile, which is a non-Jew, by lying to them. And when you run rigged pro sports leagues and tell the fans that it is a legit competition, the best team is winning, that is a very deliberate lie. And when you realize people are dedicating billions of dollars annually to these sports that they use, I don't know, as an escape, as a way to have some fun, as a way to distract them from the sorrows of the day, if these fans were to figure out that all this time they've been cheering for these teams, dedicating, their emotions to these teams, their money, to find out it's all been rigged all this time, how do you think they would feel? However that is how they need to feel, because that's exactly what's happening. Earlier this year, if you did not see my post on the NBA Finals, I predicted that the finals would be Warriors versus Cavs, based on their February 26th matchup. You can go back and watch those videos. It's all documented. I even did a post on every single game in the NBA Finals showing all the rigging by the numbers. Let's just get into this. 311. The name DeAndre Jordan in simple English gematria sums to 113. The name Doc Rivers, earlier today they had up this picture. They've switched it to this. Doc's still in it. But earlier today, this was the same story with Doc Rivers. Both these men have the name gematria of 113 on them. And just so you know, this is neither of their birth names. This is DeAndre Jordan's middle name and his last name. His first name's Hyatt. Doc Rivers' nickname. Also, Truth Seeker, most people realize the NBA has come to be a league dominated by black men because of their athleticism, undeniable. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but all throughout history, numbers have been coded on black Americans, and largely those numbers have been 42 and 59, and here we find it on these two stars from the NBA. The biggest star in the NBA right now is LeBron James. The name LeBron James in Pythagorean gematria sums to 42, the other number coded on black Americans. He just got out of his contract, but he was on a 2-year, $42 million contract before he got out of it. The reason I was able to predict that the Warriors and Cavs would be the NBA Finals is because when they matched up, LeBron James had his season high of 42 points, and then I realized that both teams had retired the number 42 for Nate Thurmond, and NBA Finals has the gematria of 42, another important number. Also, once the NBA Finals happened, it came exactly 98 days after those two teams, Warriors and Cavs, met in the regular season. And if you recall, Game 1 went to overtime 98-98. I did video posts all on the NBA Finals. I've done many on LeBron James. Please watch those. There's so much more to these stories. I just want to show you how real this coding is, how it's on a lot of players you know. But for this one, we're sticking to these numbers. In Los Angeles on the Lakers, Kobe Bryant, who's been, arguably the best player in the league for, a major span of time, overshadowed now at an older age by players such as LeBron and other rising stars. Anyhow, Kobe Bryant, he has that name gematria of 113 stuck on him. DeAndre and Kobe, both 33 names, another number they love. And they put this nickname on him, the Black Mamba, which has the gematria of 59. And supposedly he got this nickname from watching Kill Bill, but I'm telling you, Truth Seeker, it's because these sick Zionists told him to go by this. Why? Because of its gematria. These people really work by this stuff. And just to show you this goes beyond sports, here's another thing in LA. Rodney King, Pythagorean gematria 59, born 4/2 April 2nd, beaten on March 3rd by the LAPD, which in simple English gematria sums to 33, just like KKK, and it really does look like a KKK beating if you watch the video. Also, the word police has Pythagorean gematria of 33. And that's because the Zionists, the Freemason, the Masonic Zionist Jews who run the NBA, the media, the police departments, the governments, the movie studios, and a whole lot more, it's because they worship these numbers and they're of great importance. Kobe Bryant modeled his game after Michael Jordan. There's a YouTube video series showing Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan memorable moments, and when you watch that, it's just mind-blowing. It's undeniable how the NBA has purposely recreated scenarios so that these two men could mirror each other. Michael Jordan, in simple English gematria, sums to 113. Michael's 33 Pythagorean, 26 Pythagorean. Michael Jordan equals 59 as well. This number coded on black men. Once upon a time, weeks before Super Bowl 33, Jordan unexpectedly retired on January 13th, 113, 1999, a date with 33 numerology. Also, Truth Seeker, in numerology, you can go 1 plus 13 plus 99 for the day, month, and year. That sums to 113, like his name. That was just weeks before Super Bowl 33, hosted on a day with 33 numerology as well. NFL also ran by these same Zionists. I've done all sorts of posts showing how they rig everything by these same numbers. It's a sick and tired joke. So DeAndre Jordan, if you see my video, help me out. You got the big money. Help expose this truth. There's nothing more necessary in the world. I'd love to see a talented man like you play in a league that is rig-free, Maybe you'd rather be playing in Dallas right now, but Adam Silver stopped by and reminded you you're going to be in the NBA Finals this year. The reason I think the Clippers and Cavs will be the NBA Finals is because in the 1970 season, the Cavs, the Blazers, and the Buffalo Braves, which are now the Los Angeles Clippers, joined the NBA, bringing the league to 17 teams that year. And NBA, in simple English gematria, sums to 17. It was the 70 season. Get these 3 teams, come up to 17 teams in the league. The league likes to go by numbers. It makes sense to me that the finals would be Cavs, Clippers. Blazers could be another pick, but, their team's kind of on the decline right now. They just lost LaMarcus Aldridge. Clippers seem a lot more reasonable, and I'll show you how Paul Pierce factors into this as well, Truth Seeker. Also, I just want to remind you, there's been a lot of talk in the media with this story about how DeAndre Jordan has forged his own path by changing his mind. I think that's all baloney. I think these athletes, I don't think they get to make any choices. I think they truly are slaves. Remember, the word Negro equals 59, the word slave equals 59. This number coded all over black Americans. I think these athletes are slaves to the rulers of this league. I don't think they get to make the choices. I honestly don't even know if they get all the money that we're told they get. Something I've always wondered my whole life is how all these black athletes from supposedly poor communities, the money never comes back into the communities they're from. Think about the billions of dollars paid to pro athletes over the last several decades. Where's that money? With regards to that 33 coding, here's a recent article from ESPN, 330, the video length on it. Mark Cuban, all these people, I think they're just actors. But anyway, Truth Seeker, Paul Pierce recently signed for 3 years, $10.6 million, which is a lot like 106, a number being coded into many things right now. The word prophecy equals 106. Sorry, I got interrupted there. So Paul Pierce, he signed this contract for 10.6 million in numbers 106, something being coded heavily, showing up a lot in the world of sports right now, which we'll talk about in a moment. But again, Paul Pierce has name gematria of 106 as well. Him signing with the Clippers this offseason, it also to me is a signature signing showing that possibly something big's coming for the Clippers, a team that have never won an NBA Finals before. Could their first come at Cleveland's expense yet again? I could see it that way, and it might be so. Cleveland itself has not won an NBA Finals either, so it would be two teams, one of which would be winning their first NBA Finals. In the history of the game, Paul Pierce got his nickname The Truth on March 13th, 2001, a time before September 11th had happened. Notice he scored 42 points that game, that signature number. The nickname The Truth, let me show you what's significant about the truth seeker. In Pythagorean gematria, that name sums to 39. And when you sum 39 with simple English gematria, it sums to 142. Just like 42 in gematria. These numbers are all connected through 42. The truth, his 42 points, it's all by the numbers. And notice, it was Shaquille O'Neal who gave him this tribute. Shaquille O'Neal has been one of the biggest figures in the history of the game in terms of his dominance, in terms of his personality. He now works as a color TV commentator. He's also been all over the entertainment industry, television, movies, music. Don't forget the Fushnikins. Look at this. When Shaq came into the league, Truth Seeker, they did a special tribute for this guy. He wore the number 33, this huge number in NBA history. Words such as magic and bird sum to 33, Riley, and so many more. We already talked about the significance of it in this post. But when Shaq came in the league, it was for a very special draft. It was the first time it was hosted by Oregon, the 33rd state. And not only that, they had the draft on June 24th, 1992, a date with 33 numerology. I guarantee you the NBA recognized what a star they had for the league coming in that year. Here's David Stern, the old Zionist in charge since '84. All part of the numerological hoax upon us, Truth Seeker. Recent no-hitter in baseball. By the numbers, at the time I was talking about how heavily the numbers 61 and 106 were being coded. Then on a date with 61 numerology, we got a 106 pitch no-hitter with 16 strikeouts, the reflection of 61. Also the number 106, if you drop the 0, you're left with 16. I'm telling you, True Seeker, all these Zionist leagues are ran by the numbers. The athletes are paid like actors because they are athletic actors. In NASCAR, another league by the numbers, Dale Earnhardt once died by the numbers, likely faking his death. I mean, compare Dale Earnhardt's crash and death with the fiery inferno accident, car flying through the air, disintegrates into nothing, and the driver left untouched. It's just, they're laughing at us. But anyway, Kyle Busch, he has the name gematria of 106. He's also born on May 2nd. The number 52 has been huge this year. So he's got some numbers, this kid, and he's dominating the sport right now, Kyle Busch. Before Kyle Busch got on this hot winning streak, ESPN had this video up talking about him. They ran it 3 minutes, 22 seconds in length. A very important number to the Zionists, the number coded on Yale's Skull and Bones. Look at the gematria of the NBA Finals in Jewish, 322. These people in the Bible from Revelation are referred to as the synagogue of Satan, the false Jews who will rule in the end times, as it's stated in the Bible. Look at their name gematria, 223. The reverse of 322, the reflection. And they're the ones who do all this coding. They're the ones who run these sports leagues, even run ESPN, the highlight reels. That's why when you watch the highlights, they always cut out the film of the controversial plays. They know the masses are stupid, but not that stupid. If things were put in front of their faces so deliberately as truth seekers out here in the YouTube world put them out, people would wake up. And more sports fans are waking up right now, especially with goons like this guy. Ask yourself why this would ever be the face of the NBA. You know, how many Jewish basketball players have they been? A Jewish lawyer. Another one. David Stern once said that basketball wasn't, or the National Basketball Association wasn't about basketball, it was about selling superstars. That's why DeAndre Jordan's been the focus of sports entertainment news for several weeks now. So I hope you learned something new here. That's the extent of the message. Until next